Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, pick Gadiena.
Jared Brandon with Brandon Wound pickups.
Hey everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We're thrilled to death that you're listening to our show because we got a special one. Again, I mean, I kind of think they're all special, but they're extra special when we have guests like this on.
That's
and let's just get to that. Guest, who are you tonight?
Cory Nigro.
That name should sound familiar to people who have been listening for a long time, actually.
The Captain from Boston.
Been a while. Couple years at least, you know?
Yeah. Cory, actually, I can tell you exactly when you joined. If I look at my special thing here, Cory joined August 23rd, 2018. That's pretty awesome.
Ago.
That seems like a long time ago. And we are coming up on our 5th anniversary, which I'm just mega excited about. And Cory's been here almost the entire time.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. It's been a ride. It's been a ride.
We are very grateful to your support. Let me just get this out of the way. You are a grand Poohbah, and the support that you offer our show helps us so much. I can't thank you enough for that.
Hey, quick question. Are you wearing your fez?
I have it on my desk. You want me to put it on?
I can put it on. It's the law, for God's sake.
All right, it's on.
Not only are we thankful that you've been a patron for so long, it's fun to hang out with you at NAMM and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Always
time.
is. Absolutely.
How excited are we for... Well, we got Summer NAMM coming up. I don't know who's going to that, everybody who's listening.
I am.
Well, if you are, I might consider it.
Yeah. I think it seems like there's going to be more goers than boothers. I think
you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And then, with
why wouldn't you get a booth then, right?
the disaster that happened on the Music Row there, oof. I don't know if that's how that's going to fare, but
It's going to be weird for, I would say, who knows how long? Maybe another year. I mean, people are just, I'm fortunate. I've got both of my shots, so I'm pretty golden. But there's a lot of people who haven't had access to it or refuse to, get vaccinated, and well, that's another story altogether.
it is. I am very, very excited and looking forward to, because I think this one will pay off, the Winter NAMM this next round.
Yes.
I think that one's going to be nuts.
I think it's going to be slamming. I agree. I hope that's the case. And, there's been a couple of guitar shows that they're talking about. Dallas is happening. Indiana's happening this coming up here in the next week.
I think I'm actually going to go to that.
Are you?
Yeah. I've been on the fence about it. I still am a little bit, but I think I'm 51.1% going.
51.1.
Oh yeah, and 49 or 48.9% not going. So
What?
There's some undecided in there, or
absolutely, yeah. I mean,
Sounds like you're on the fence.
I'm big time. I couldn't be any more balanced on the fence about it because, my the fellow that works for me, Zach, he's not one that you want to get sick. So
Yeah. Well, I'm stuck on the picture of you trying to balance on a fence, which is hilarious.
the fence would get crushed.
Yes, it would. So, hey, everybody, we're going to talk about guitar stuff, I promise. But we just want to let you in on how we're doing and what we're thinking about and junk. So,
hey, Todd, what is
sir.
it that we do on this podcast?
Well, why don't we ask Jared?
Well, we interview small builders, sometimes kind of medium-sized builders, but we get to know what they do and how they got started, and we get to talk about guitar stuff all the time.
That's right.
And then what else do we have on here?
Tony?
Well, we do 101s. That's where we learn stuff.
That's right.
Yes. And we've got a great one coming up. Pickups. We're going to, Jared started off the whole pickup thing. I think he did 3 or 4 episodes.
Something like that.
In the very first year that we did that, because it was fascinating. Then we did a follow-up one. And then now we're doing another one, which is all going to be question and answer. And we've gotten some great questions.
We have.
Thank you so much for sending those in. We hope to hear even more great questions coming from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And that's going to be a fantastic show. I'm really looking forward to that. Now,
who are we going to have on to talk about pickups?
Oh, that's going to be Lindy. No, I'm. Hey, at some point we are trying to get Lindy Fralin on.
We are. You got to stay on it. You got to bug him about it a lot. But I think we can eventually get him on. He's a super cool, great guy.
We can do it. It's been said. It's
You guys can do it.
Yep.
If anybody can, we might.
I'd love to get Jason Lawler on too, but who knows?
Yeah. All the people. We intend to get all the people. That's the goal. If we run out of people, then it means that we
won't.
Yeah, I hope not. There's always a new builder coming up out of the woodwork somewhere, so it's that's what keeps us going. It's exciting. And if you, by the way, if you have somebody that you're like, hey, I'd really love to hear from this person, or you just somehow discovered a new brand or a new builder or something, let us know, because I know that all of us here are spending a lot of time trying to keep on the lookout of new builders or exciting things, and we uncover new ones all the time. They're new to us. We're not saying that they're necessarily always the newest person on the block. So, we could be missing somebody who's been around for years and is just like, hey, why didn't somebody contact me? It's not that we don't want to. We just don't know everybody yet. We're still working on this thing. Yeah. That said, some people that we do know very well, and we need to say a quick shout out to Tony, Jared. That's right. Rode Mics. Thank you so much for supporting our show in the way that you do.
Making such great stuff.
That too.
I have a Rode mic on my camera.
There you go.
Fantastic. Nice. We are doing the Roadmaster Pro and the Procaster mics, and we're getting it done over here. So,
you sure that's not the Rodecaster Pro, not the Roadmaster?
Did I say the Roadmaster?
You did.
I kind of like that.
Roadmaster.
It is.
Although that's a different thing altogether. So that is the Rodecaster Pro and the Procaster mics. My apologies, Rode. It's your naming
forgive us, man. They love us.
So anyways, we're going to move on. I think we got a new little something happening here. We're getting so much great feedback from everybody and questions and stuff. I thought we'd have a instead of just kind of dumping it into announcements. Jared, do you have a little something for this that is called the something shout out or whatever?
Tonight we're gonna have a shout out.
Yeah. All right, Tony. Now you got to remember that. That's going to be impossible. You can't remember.
It's just
anything.
one note. How can you not?
Oh, I've got a long history of you not remembering things.
Jared, was that based on a Thin Lizzy song?
Yeah, it was. You got me. Copyright.
Well, listen. This is a special shout out, and it's always nice. We get a lot of letters and notes and things, but this came from one of our patrons, Anthony Lathrop, who I have to apologize all this time. Someone, I won't mention who, Todd, put an N in his name, and I was calling him Lanthrop.
For a long time.
Todd.
For years.
That's how I got it. I didn't make stuff up.
You made it up. But anyhow, so I'm probably saying it Lathrop, but maybe it's Lathrop. Lathrop? You like that one better?
That sounds like a medical procedure.
Yeah, it does.
You're still crapping on his name.
I'm not.
Anyhow, Anthony.
We love you, Anthony.
We do love you. So he sent this nice note to, it was just on Sunday, I guess it was. And he says, it was cool hearing Tony on a recent podcast talk about putting a bass cut knob on his guitars. In addition to keeping the neck pickup from getting too super boomy, I also find it as a hugely useful tool when you start adding more and more gain. Where I would usually get to the point of saying that this is too muddy, I need to back off the gain a little. I find that if you cut back a little of that low end and clean it up and and clean it up, period. I put a tight switch on my most recent amp build, which is basically the same thing, just switching the value of the coupling cap between the preamp and the phase inverter. That trick about the tight switch is also a cool example of big names being nice to little names in guitar world, or in my case, no name, because Bruce Ignator told me about that on his DIY tube amp builders Facebook
Of
group.
Ignator amps.
Yes, indeed. My willingness to build my own stuff and experiment has really taken off since I started listening to the guitar knobs. I will certainly be using master bass cut and master treble cut wiring on all my Gibson style guitars I make from here on. It is just so much more useful than the standard control knob setup. So there you go.
That's
it's
awesome.
nice. And the
That is
beautiful
really
thing
cool.
on a guitar is it's reversible. You're not going to do any serious damage if you want to try it and if you find. But everything he said there is absolutely true. So hats off to Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony.
Awesome.
Well
Love it.
played.
Let's see here. That was the actual one that I was going to. Actually, I've got a couple others, but we have so many more. We're just gonna keep doing them.
Spread
Not all
them
in
out.
one night. We're gonna spread them out. Thank
Spread 'em
you,
out.
Jared, for that lovely jingle, and for Tony's silvery voice for saying all the nice things.
My pleasure.
My
And,
pleasure too.
Let's see what's going on in our music worlds this week, gentlemen. Tony Bellini, we're gonna check out what you're doing, and we're gonna find out what Cory's been up to.
Cool. Well, last time we got together, I talked a bit about the Fender Maverick / custom build that I'm doing, and it's a kind of an homage to a guy who used to live in Pittsburgh and play in local bands called Car Sickness. His name's Carl Mullen. He's now kind of it's kind of I don't know what kind of art it is. It's kind of like folky, kind of really cool stuff. And anyhow, and I am sending a body to him to have him paint it like he did his or something similar. And in our discussions, he said, well, do you think you could make me one of those? So I'm going now from one Maverick / custom build to two. And he's going to go, I'm going to have the bodies done, sent to him. He's going to do his paint thing. We'll get them all assembled. He gets one and I'll have one, and it'll be just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I finished your
Nice.
pickup today for that too.
Nice. That's perfect. And the other thing, the nice surprise today, there's a new book on the market called The Ultimate, An Illustrated History of Hamer Guitars
Nice.
Very cool.
by Steve Mathis and Joe Moffat. And it is a really, I can't wait to dig into it deeper, but it's a really, if you like Hamer guitars, or if you like guitars in general, if you like Cheap Trick, it is a very, very cool book. And it delves in pretty deep to the history of Hamer guitars from, back in the 70s through really into the into the newest Fender takeover a couple of years ago. So it's pretty cool. I can't wait to really dig into it, read into it a little bit more. But if you're like I said, if you need it, if you like those kind of guitars, you need this book. So do it.
It's a good story. It's about guitars. Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
That's it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Cory, how about yourself?
Well, I guess I have a few slabs of mahogany that I'm planning to do a few builds on, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm actually going to do coming up this spring, summer. Probably going to try and do 3. First time I'm ever going to try doing my own necks, so there's something I'm trying to figure out how to do, so there's a challenge.
That scares me.
Get yourself a nice spoke shave.
Yep. No, I've got all the hand tools. It's just the whole process and figuring out the proper steps to take and whatnot. And so I've got some people that are helping me out.
Cool.
Some good people. So there's that. And then I got a new amp showing up Saturday, so that's exciting.
The anticipation of new gear.
I know.
Can you share what you're getting or what you got?
Yeah, it's a Victory Amps DP40.
Nice.
So it's their Duchess model. I guess Danish Pete, this guy from Anderton's over in the UK. It's his signature model. So I guess it has a differently tweaked reverb, but it's purple. So there's Jared's
Purple.
thing there.
Yes.
And we got a free Jared, which is great.
Jared. And so it kind of sits between. It's a single channel amp, but it has a voice switch, so you can kind of go American to British. I guess it kind of leans kind of blues breaker style. The reverb is completely bypassable, so you can take it completely out of the circuit. It has a series effects loop.
Is it 50 watt amp?
42 watt amp.
42.5.
But then it has a low power mode. You can bring it down to 7.
What?
Or you can run it single ended. Take one of the power tubes out, or run them both at half strength, and you can get it all the way down to like 0.5 watts.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
This sounds like the best amp ever.
It's a pretty cool. I'm really excited about it, and I picked up a 2 Notes Captor X. I don't know if you guys know anything about that little device. Yep. Picked up one of those a couple weeks ago. So
nice. Well, you're gonna have to give us a full report on the amp when.
Absolutely.
Text me a picture of it too. It's gonna look good. That's for sure.
See if they have 2 more in purple.
Yeah,
they do.
He only buys 2.
I like the stereo effect.
Noah. Now, Cory, is this a brand new amp or is it a used amp?
Brand new.
Okay.
Nice.
Can you? Would you mind just telling everybody who's maybe not familiar with Victory a little bit about what you know, whatever you know about them?
So as far as I know, they're made in the UK, from my knowledge, but they have distribution centers in the US. They ship really quick. From what I realize, most of their models are based kind of classically off of British amps. Mm-hmm. They do a lot of Marshall style amps. They have a model called the Sheriff. That's a 22 watt. They do, I think, a VC35, which is like an AC30 kind of style. I know they have a signature amp with Richie Coates, and so they have a lot of big names behind their stuff. And I kind of did some research because I had bought a previous amp and I got it. I was all excited. The effects loop didn't work and it just didn't live up to hype, so I had to return it. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do some research this time and kind of really figure out what's going on and see what I'm actually getting into with, buying it online. You can't go, and how things are right now, you can't really go to a store and too often and test things out.
Right.
So, so I just kind of went on their website and tried to watch as many videos as I could and figure out what they were about. And they seem really quality, and a lot of guys who tour all the time. Not that I'm a tourer. I tour my living room and maybe my buddy's basement from time to time.
I tore my ACL one day.
Ooh, I've torn a couple of those. But so they seem like a quality amp. So I'm excited, and it lends itself to quiet playing, which is great for me because I live in an apartment, and it also lends itself to multiple recording options because I'm trying to get into more the photography kind of demo side of the stuff. So
wow,
that's fun to do, man.
Yeah, just kind of having fun with it, Yeah,
that's outstanding. That name is becoming more and more familiar here. I think maybe because of the distribution. It seems as though, and I could be way wrong here, everybody, but it seems as though that was kind of an exclusively UK brand that was not hasn't really been as popular here yet. But that pedal show, they play out of a Victory
exactly,
amp.
And that's where I found out about them.
Exactly, yeah. And then Pete, who you just not Pete, that's Pete Cornish. That's a different guy.
Pete Nore.
So, and he's such a good player over there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's very cool. Very cool. And it's purple too. Neato.
And it's purple.
Speaking of purple.
Yes, Jared.
So my guitar world has been loads and loads of fun this past week. For one, it was really awesome to sit down and have lunch with Tony and our friend Andy Harrison the other day. And Andy called me up the other day and said, "Hey, man, I need some pickups and some parts and some things because I picked up a 1969 Gibson Les Paul Custom." How much was it, Tony?
I'm not going to say because it's an insult.
Okay.
Say it.
It was cheap.
It was really, really, really low. And he bought it from Beck. Not Jeff Beck, but two turntables and a microphone.
Right. And for anybody who doesn't know who, Andy Harrison is, because he just slung it out there like it's somebody that everybody's supposed to know, but he is a guitar tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's also
He primarily works with Sheryl Crow, but he's worked for Beck before. He's worked. He actually has worked with Jeff Beck too.
yeah, that's
All Becks.
Back to
yeah,
back.
he's up there. He's also a hell of a musician.
Oh yeah, he's a regional gem here.
But anyway, so he's like, "I need these parts for this guitar." I'm like, "I've got parts, but I also have original parts that actually go on that guitar." And that was music to his ears, because I got to tell you, man, the market for vintage stuff has soared in the past couple of years. It's crazy. And it just felt really good to help him out and provide him with some original parts. I think it's just little simple things like pickup screws and the springs and the pickup rings, and I made him some pickups and the truss rod cover.
Yeah, and that's a really cool bit.
Yeah, you
there.
saved him hundreds of dollars, though.
What color is it?
It's black.
None more black. But it's a cool guitar. I mean, I've only seen photos of it, but I had, it was basically bought as a husk, so it had basically all the parts stripped off of it. But it's
it was a deal, man. Oh my god!
Stuff that I had in stock, and between what Jared had, and then I ordered. He wanted waffle back tuners, which would have been on it originally. So he's we hooked him up with some parts and things, and he was happy. We're happy, and it's always fun to help out a friend.
Stock. It's basically a new old stock guitar.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Tony, can you tell everybody what a waffle back tuner is?
Yeah, so Cluzon made in the late 60s into the 70s. Gibson used them on a lot of higher end, so things like a Les Paul Custom, like ES-175.
They were kind of fancy looking.
Yeah, they're called waffle backs because the rear gear cover has basically it looks like a waffle, I guess. The grooves of a waffle, I guess you would say.
Yeah, or a panini more.
It's more, they should call it
more panini.
It looks like a grill. Like if you heated it up and you had like a little Barbie-sized hamburger, you can grill it.
Todd, I think we're going to start referring to them as panini back tuners.
Yeah,
panini backs. And I also ordered and I'll tell you why. I ordered a purple sparkle Stratocaster pickguard to go on my blue sparkle
Todd's
Stratocaster.
Favorite. Todd's favorite right there.
My favorite thing.
So I got purple on blue, and the reason why I want that is because, and this is great, because my mom, growing up as a child, my mom's bowling ball was purple and blue. And I really liked the colors.
My mom grew up as a child, too. That is fascinating.
Did I say my mom grew up as a child? Did I say those exact words?
So where did you get this guard from, Jared?
I got the guard off of Tony Baloney.
Oh, I know him.
Picadian.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy. What else? There was one more thing that you dropped.
I got the Perloid in case I really didn't like the purple on the blue.
And what else did you drop off at the shop?
Oh, yes, of course. How can I not mention the I think it's a 1945. I haven't really done the homework on it.
No, it's not a 45.
Or 55. It's a mid-50s.
Mid to late 50s.
Yeah, J45.
So, Tony, when year is this thing from?
I know, right?
Somewhere between 1955 and 1959.
57.
Well, okay.
Tell us about your thing, Jared.
Plus or minus 3 years.
Tony.
Tony's got it.
I
he's got a pickguard on it.
Well, it's a little more involved than that. So whoever had this before had done some, how shall we say, modifications to it, and they put a disgusting black pickguard on it, which it should have a tortoise pickguard. It's the large guard version.
Mm-hmm.
So Jared brought it over, and we kind of picked at it a little bit and started lifting. I was able to remove the guard pretty safely, actually very safely. But the person that put this on used contact cement.
Oh, no.
So it is taking some time because all that has to come off before I can
Or else
put
you'll see it through the pickguard.
Well, you won't see it. The guard just will have bubbles in it and won't stick.
Won't set.
But
That's what I'm saying.
the beautiful thing is the wood underneath. So the original guard must have literally fallen off, because normally if you pry a pick guard off of a acoustic of this era, you're pulling wood off with it.
Yeah.
The wood underneath the guard was completely. It was all there, which is always a good sign.
It was clean.
And in that era, both Gibson and Martin and Guild, they actually glued the pick guard to raw wood and then put finish on top of it, which is why a lot of times when the guard starts to shrink, you end up with, some warping or cracking on the top. And it's because, that's what they did, but by today's standards, it's the wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
But we're going to fix this up. It's this guitar, honest to God, I've got a newer J45, and this one totally blows it away.
It sounds like a cannon.
It's loud. It weighs half as much as my J45. It's a very cool guitar. You got really lucky, Jared.
Thank you. You got to check it out as soon as you can, Todd.
I will. I can't wait to see it.
Right on.
Very, very cool.
For my week, I had a couple of things going on.
Hey, Todd, what about you?
Todd?
Yeah.
See that? What I did right there?
How's it feel to be asked?
I was going to say it was some other stuff, but I'll put that off because last night I opened up a package and it had this amazing, literally a gold glitter pedal sent to me. And it's just black knobs. It's just like three little, what are they called? I guess, for lack of better terms, they're the mini Klon style ones with the little peak on them, the bird's beak kind of thing.
Chicken heads?
I can't remember the name. Yeah, sure. So it's a Klon clone, but it's my Klon clone, and it's gold glitter, and it is beautiful. And that was sent by Jonathan Jerusik, who also says, hello, Cory.
Oh, hello, Jonathan.
And he's Jonathan Jerusik, a Grand Poohbah, also owner of 12th Hour Devices. So that was a really fantastic surprise. And it was late, really, and I plugged it in anyway and let it rip, and it sounded great. I was really, really happy with the way that it sounded on its own, and the way that it was playing with a couple of the pedals. Had it right next to the Hello Sailor pedal, and woof, goodness.
What is it?
It's a Klon clone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's,
or is it a clone of a Klon clone?
It's a clone of a Klon clone. I don't know.
Wow, that's like Inception.
It is. It's Klonception. But it's really cool. And it's honestly, it's the thought that counts, and I love it, and I will cherish it. And thank you, Jonathan, for sending that.
That was really nice.
Honestly, legit. It sounds great. Tony, I'm going to let you and Jared borrow it as well.
Yeah, definitely. I want to check it out.
Okay. We've been yapping and tapping here for a while. We've got a couple things to do. First of all, we need to do this. Tony, I need to ask you a question.
Ask away, Todd.
Yeah,
what is small, thin, and black, and it fits in your pocket?
A switchblade?
No, Jared.
It's a tour gear design cable.
That's right. Jared
close.
coming in for the win on that one. Thank you. Yes,
Wow,
that's right.
Jared. I wished I'd have done it right.
I thought it was a Sharpie.
It could have been many things, but in this case, it is a Tour Gear Designs patch cable. And ladies and gentlemen, these things are fantastic. We keep telling you about them because we honestly believe it, because we have them. And
It's good stuff. I mean,
Yes,
when it's
it
good,
is.
it's good. What more do you need to say? It's good.
Exactly.
Buy it.
And you can fit a whole bunch of them in your pocket because they are so small, and they are
They're very flat.
very flat, and they're a great price. If you go to tourgeardesigns.com/discount/the guitar knobs, you're going to save 10% on your entire order
Nice.
of these amazing patch on these amazing patch cables.
USA.
Yes. And here's the other cool thing. Yeah, you can jump from a top mount jack to a top mount jack with a little 3-inch one. Or if you need to do some crazy routing underneath your pedal board, they got I think it's a 25-inch cable. It's insane. And a 18 and a 12 and a 10.
And they got S's and J's and
Yep.
C's and
Yep.
R's.
Use.
Yeah.
They fit where you plug the power in too, and it all fits.
Everything fits.
It's super tight and snug as a bug on a rug.
Yes.
Nice.
So thank you, Tour Gear Designs, for sponsoring our 4 on the Floor. Make sure you get to tourgeardesigns.com/discount/the guitar knobs and get your 10% off.
Well, how about some of this?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
4 on the floor.
On to 4 on the Floor. Cory Nigro. Wowzy, woo woo. We get to hear your 4 on the Floor. I'm excited about this.
Let's
Lay it
do
on
it.
us, man. Because you're a gear nut. And this is
hit
going to
it.
be great.
Yeah, consumer extraordinaire, I like to call myself. So the first one, we're going to go with the Lauren Audio Corsair preamp. Do you guys know Lauren Audio?
I gotta look it up.
Nope.
Check out his stuff on Instagram.
All right.
For all you listeners.
Get him on as a guest if I can.
Oh, please do. His stuff is top notch. He has a pedal out right now called the Mustang that I don't have, that I'm lusting after, but that's not on my board. So the Corsair is on my board. It is a preamp. I kind of use it as like a tone shaping device. It can go from kind of vintage style console sounds to, if you max out that gain, you're getting fuzz out of it, and it's going to square wave whatever's next in line. So you got a whole tone of range, and it is loud as crap. So it's got everything going for it.
Wow. Talk about graphics.
Is this
And the inside is like work of art. Like his stuff is like top notch.
Ooh, yeah, I'm digging that. We're all looking it up at the same time.
Yep.
This is all point to point stuff.
A lot of it is, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I shouldn't say all, but much of it. Ooh, neato. And it's purple. I see a bunch of purple in there, Jared.
That's right. I see it too.
Yeah, his graphics and his art are killer. Whoever does his art. I don't know if he does the art, but if he has it done, whoever does it, it's killer.
And you run the Corsair. Did you say it's first in line, or?
So it kind of. I actually right now I run it third because my first two are kind of vintage style fuzzes, so they don't really like a lot in front of them. They like the direct impedance from the guitar pickups. So I kind of use it third in line with the gain backed off. It's kind of like a dirty edge of breakup setting. And then so it kind of just adds to whatever fuzz I'm using in front of it.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Very cool. Now, how did you run
Nice.
across the Lauren Audio? And by the way, everybody, that's LAURN Audio.
REN.
That what I say? And by the way, everybody, that is LAURN. I'm looking at it. My mouth's not working. I had a long day. LAUREN Audio.
Brought to you by Hooked on Phonics.
That's right.
Jeez. Oh. That's a three for plug
I discovered him just trolling on Instagram one day, and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, really dig your stuff," and he kind of directed me in the vein of the Corsair preamp. And I think I got like one of the earlier ones too, so it was kind of like early on. But his stuff is killer.
And what color is that?
What color are the graphics? It's kind of all over the place. It's got like vibrant yellows, purples, pinks.
Oh, that is okay.
It's the one with like the dinosaur on it.
Gotcha.
I like it.
Oof. Man, these are really cool. All right, hey, look we found a new one already today, just like we were talking about earlier.
That's it.
Let's get them on.
It. All right, what's next?
All right, the next is it's a tie. I got to shout out two fuzz people because these are the guys who kind of got me into fuzz. So, Collector Effectors and Zollinger Electro Co.
Also trying to get him on the show.
Yeah. So these two guys, basically what they do is they do like not highly curated, but like pretty damn close curated 60s style, kind of vintage style fuzzes, tone benders, fuzz faces. So the two that I have, Collector Effectors is a tone bender Mark III. Just super versatile. It can get, splitty, splatty, and gnarly, or you can kind of dial it back. It cleans up somewhat pretty nice. And, it's a fun fuzz to screw around with. And the Zollinger one is a Zonk machine. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that fuzz circuit. But it's a pretty wild one. This one has just like the notes have a really weird decay to them, how they kind of bloom and kind of exit out of the note. It's really strange and kind of almost unpredictable. So it's a really fun one to screw around with if you're using like in ambient sounds. I use that one a lot if I'm using like heavy reverb and like some delay.
Nice.
You get some really weird crackle kind of ambient weird textures. It's a lot of fun.
And these ones are one thing that I kind of like about how he sets up his boards is that they're all flat. Like he puts all the puts a lot of the components like flat, even though they're maybe not supposed to be, and some are on the back and some are on the front. It's kind of neato.
Yep. Yeah, and the whole process with those two guys, like you message them and they go through every step with you and you're like, all right, what do you play? What kind of style of music? Like, how do you want to attack this? Like, and they take you through the whole process. Be like, all right, you really want this kind of style of fuzz with this variation, with these components, and this will get you what you're looking for.
Yeah, and it's all old school looking stuff too. Like, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And
it's got a vibe.
Zollinger just moved from, well, not just, but moved from Charleston to Denver, and I actually contacted him. He said, "I'm right in the middle of the move, so we'll do it after." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem."
Check him out now because I think he just released a new kind of fuzz that is kind of his own circuit too. I think. So,
flat irons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful pedal, inside and out. I mean, it looks really choice.
Yeah, they just do a really, really great job with their stuff.
That's awesome. All right. Woo, you got a good board so far, my friend.
Thank you.
What's number 3?
Number 3, the Spruce Effects Badlands Univibe Vibrato. So that one is from the Spruce Effects Americana series. Mm-hmm. This is one of the best organic sounding univibes I've ever played. It's just really cool, and it has a built-in germanium gain stage. So it has a volume knob, because every modulation pedal should have a volume knob, and it has a germanium kind of gain knob. So you can kind of goose the circuit a little bit and get some really gnarly sounds out of it, or you can dial it back and get your classic univibe sounds, fast, slow, all over the place. Mm-hmm. And the vibrato circuit is super nice, but what I like to do with the vibrato circuit is I turn the modulation all the way down and I'll dime the germanium gain on it, and it gets you like this really cool vintage kind of console, like plugging right into the console style sound. It's really cool.
Nice.
Excellent. We were lucky enough to have Spruce Effects on the show, so if y'all want to go back and locate that, You can check that out as episode 192. A lot of fun to talk to.
Solid dude.
Numero 4.
Quattro, really recent one actually from I believe Darko Polar Bear Effects, Young Hearts Delay.
Oh man, what a great dude!
Yeah, and that pedal is so much fun. Like the sounds you can get, just regular, beautiful, warm, organic delay sounds like a normal vintage tape delay, or you can get wild and wacky with it by changing the depth and the shape and all this. But it's intuitive. It's not like it's super hard to use. Like when you turn a knob, it actually does something, and you hear it, and you can react. You'd be like, "Oh, I don't like that. All right, I'll dial it back a little bit."
Yeah.
Whereas some knobs, on some pedals, I have to turn 75% before I get a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
This one gives you something instantly, and it has tons of sounds baked in, and then it has that foot switch where you can kind of go kind of wacky, degraded VCR sounds in the background. You can hold it down and play your delay over it. It's a blast.
It is a really nice pedal, and it's well laid out too. That's something else I really appreciate.
Exactly. Easy to use, small form factor.
Yeah, and he's making all kinds of new stuff. I think he's working on. I think he's got like a chorus in the works. Like some modulated.
Yeah.
I think it's like a modulated chorus, maybe chorus verb even.
Okay. I know he just came out with the Drowner. That's the fuzz reverb.
Yes.
I think he just came out with.
Yes. And now he's on episode 195, everybody. So, hey, go check that one out too while you're doing it. And if you're new to the show and you haven't, delved all the way back to 195, but yeah, definitely check that out.
Guess where I found out about him? From that episode.
What? That's fantastic. All right. Well, shout out to Mr. Darko Vida. I believe, if I recall, that was correct. V-A-J-D-A. Vida. I'm pretty sure. I'm probably messing it up again. Woo, doggies. That's a great 4 on the floor, man. Now, was it hard for you to come up with that? Some people have struggled. Or?
No, I don't, because I always run a mini board. Mm-hmm. So, like, I never really have more than 5 pedals on a board, or my mind explodes. And most of my pedals have less than 5 knobs. I think the Young Hearts has the most knobs out of anything.
That has quite a few knobs on it.
I think it's like 6.
Yeah. Is it?
Maybe 7.
Yeah.
With the mini knobs. But
yeah, well, I'm counting the minis and the switches. So, anyways, why am I mincing? Yeah, whatever. So
stop arguing with the guest.
I'm
this
so
is my episode, Todd.
Now, okay, so you run a mini board, but I mean, you're as we said before, a bit of a gear nut. From everything we understand. Yes. Yeah. So where does that nuttery lie? Is it in the guitars or is it in the amps? Because
it's actually most of the nuttery is in the pedals. I typically only have 1, maybe 2 amps at any given time. Mm-hmm. I have a few guitars, 3 right now. One's just a parts caster that I made. The other one's a cheap Ibanez that I, got a custom wiring harness for and threw some of Jared's pickups are in them.
Yay!
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then I just have I got one of those Squier Cyclone Paranormals.
Oh yeah,
badass. That thing's awesome. Like for $300, it's like you can't beat it.
Yeah, that's a fantastic deal.
And it's shell pink. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we just talked about that a couple episodes ago, and
that's right.
That series it's just unreal. I mean, I mean, it's not the best made series, but it's still. I mean, for the money.
Well, it's better than their stuff in the past. I mean, the whole Squier thing. Boy, they made some really, I don't know what kind of decisions they were, but they sort of ruined the.
Well, but initially.
Yeah.
I mean, initial Squiers, especially the stuff that was made in Japan, in many cases is better than what was being made in the United States at the time.
Yeah, like the Squier Custom 2
out of Japan are awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to the old Strats that Squire Japan put out.
I'm talking about the more recent stuff where it's just like you can't give them away in used stores. You like your firewood.
Well, yeah, because that's what they are.
Yeah, but what they're doing now, and the only reason I bring up the Squires was that as a subset of an upper line Fender, it's really easy to say anything below that top line of Fender, or Mexican made or whatever, is down at the bottom with the worst Squires possible. But that's not the case, is my point, and I'm just doing a bad job of it. Sorry.
Why do you have to argue so much, Todd?
I'm the worst.
No, Todd, I got you.
Yeah, I was trying to agree, actually.
Yeah,
I'm just really bad at it.
Todd, why do you have to agree so much?
Just really poor at agreeing.
Yeah, there's 3 lefts to make an agreement. All right. It might sound like a softball, but like, what is the draw? What takes you from like, hey, I like guitars, to like, oh my gosh, I love guitars, like to the point where you're sponsoring our show?
It's the community. Like everybody I've met, from whether it's the Facebook groups that I've joined or the different podcasts that I've listened to, and then going to NAMM and actually meeting up with the guys, every couple, twice a year, and getting to know each other and whatnot. It's more supporting the community and keeping that going more so than anything else. When I see, and maybe it's coming from the fact that I'm a carpenter and I make things with my hands, and I'm kind of in that realm already, but like when I see someone who builds an amp, from hand, or a guitar from hand, I truly appreciate that craft. So I want to support that. Mm-hmm. Or someone who builds a pedal, and comes up with a new circuit, and it's like, okay, my mind would have exploded. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I want to support that. Just like, I guess you'd call it supporting the arts. Music's, one of the arts, and, you want to keep that alive and strong.
That was very well said. Thank you. That's a complete statement right there. I like it.
Thanks. I tried.
Did you practice?
I didn't, actually. Surprisingly, I'm really I shine best when I'm off the cuff.
Nice.
Yeah. I like it. You mentioned you're meeting some people at NAMM and stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of builders out your way in Florida.
Yeah. No, Florida, man. Yes.
No, and so tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Massachusetts. I'm from I live in a town called Marshfield, which is like 40 minutes south of Boston, basically the halfway in between Boston and Cape Cod on the coast.
Awesome. We've interviewed quite a few people from up there. And
yeah. So
is it easy to run into those people?
Not really. Like most of the people that I know, like Dougie Chris, he's not too far away from me. So he's probably like an hour away from me. Mm-hmm. There's a really talented builder, Harvester Guitars. Mm-hmm. He's out of, I think, Northampton, Mass, which is like almost 2 hours away from me. And then, of course, there's John Schneider.
Drink. And then Brad from Nerd Knuckle. It's right around there.
Nerd Knuckle, yep. Yeah, no, so it is. But it's like, it's a smaller community. It's not very big in Massachusetts. There's some guys who have a lot of notoriety, but it's not like immense in terms of numbers of people putting out products. So I don't run into them too often.
When you're talking about putting out products, like what really excites you if you're flipping around on Instagram and you're looking at some new stuff that's coming out, or you're spying all the guitar feeds you're checking out, like what makes you stop and just like drool all over the phone?
Interesting question.
Safe for work.
So, God, it's an array of things. It can be an array of things, but in terms of like guitars, I'm really drawn
guitar gear. Yeah.
Guitar gear, or just like if I'm looking at
actually,
a guitar,
let's break that down. Let's talk about just guitars. You're flipping through, you're going guitars, and you go, whoa.
So like I'm drawn to more unique designs. unique body shapes,
Okay.
stuff that's not run of the mill. Walsh guitars,
Yeah.
boom, like body shapes inspired by vintage
I mean,
kind of
those
Japanese
necks.
Teisco. Like
Eesh.
his necks are incredible. Like one guy that I've kind of been drawn to lately is he goes by the name of Electro Stringed on Instagram. I believe his name is Cowbrand Designs though.
Mm-hmm.
And he has some really, and he does everything. Like he 3D prints his knobs. He mills a lot of the metal. Like it's like from the ground up style guitar stuff. I actually snagged, he does a pickup drop once a year, a pickup sale. And I snagged a set of his pickups. So in one of the builds I'm going to be doing this summer, a set of his pickups are going to be going in it.
That's cool.
Yeah. And
Yeah, everything's all like,
they're wacky.
there's no symmetry. Everything's like wobbly looking.
Yep. Yeah. So like I'm drawn to kind of stuff like that because it's, I can get a Telecaster. Like I can do a Telecaster. Like if I can do a Telecaster, if I'm going to buy something from someone else, I want it to be something different.
I totally can appreciate that. So, now, as a woodworker,
yes.
are you drawn to like woody or I guess natural finish guitars, or are you a paint guy?
I kind of flip flop on the bodies. On the bodies a lot. I like a painted front, natural back.
Oh yeah, it's a good look.
So you kind of get the best of both worlds. And my necks are just straight oiled. Like I hate painted necks. I hate lacquered necks. Just hand rubbed oiled neck. Boom, done.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Now, as far as, do you have like do you favor a certain kind of pickup? And I don't mean brand name. I mean like, are you?
Yeah, no, P90 humbucker single coil.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't have one right now. I love P90s. Like they are so cool, super versatile, super fun rock machine, just pickups.
We just made some today.
Hey. But I guess I tend to lean more towards the style. I lied. I do have a P90 guitar. I have my parts caster has a P90 gold foil in the neck. So I lied.
What else have you been lying about tonight?
Everything. This isn't even Cory Nigro.
I knew it.
Oh,
I
man.
knew it.
That would be the biggest bust on me ever.
April
oh my
Fools.
gosh. I'm so glad you didn't do that.
It's actually John Schneider, isn't it?
I set up this random person with all the sheet of information, like just pretend to be me.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
That's good.
But yeah, no, I'd probably say I lean more towards P90, if not P90, definitely single coil style. I have humbuckers and I like them. The way I play,
What is that way?
I play a lot with my fingers because I'm a bassist, so I never really grasped the concept of a pick. I can play with a pick. I'm okay with it, but I'm not great at it.
You never grasped the concept of a pick. That was very clever right there.
See what I did there?
Wow.
But yeah, so I like playing a lot, like especially if I'm on my Telecaster, for whatever reason, I'm drawn to just play with my thumb, index, and middle finger.
Right.
Nice.
That's my style.
How about when it comes to amps? What trips your trigger?
They got to play well with pedals because I'm a pedal head. So that's number one. But like, be reliable, be durable, and have a good, clean tone. I don't necessarily need like overdrive from the amp because I'm such a pedal head. But it is nice to have, like, if you have a vintage amp, like your organic overdrive, like that's what it's about. But modern amps, I don't necessarily think it's a necessity.
What about aesthetics on those?
On the amps,
Yeah.
I'm kind of all over the place on aesthetics wise. Like I'll go, I'm color wise, I'm all over the place. I I can be like Art Deco style, like I'm really drawn to too. Like some of the older stuff. There's a guy, Square Amps, out of Texas, Austin, Texas, I believe. And what he does is he repurposes old radios,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
like all the old Philcos and all that stuff. And like he'll even like the old, he'll take the car radios out of like the old Buicks, like the metal ones, and like leave the big Buick nameplate on the top or the buttons that say Buick, and those control like certain parts of the amp and stuff. And he does wild stuff like that. So I'm drawn to stuff like that too on amps. But just I like different stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. What about the amps that they tend to put in like toolboxes and like things that
ammo
aren't
boxes
amps
and stuff?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Very cool. There's I forget who it was. I saw someone on Instagram, but they did that all the time. Like it was all ammo boxes. They would take old Hammond organ amp guts, turn them into amps, and put them inside like ammo boxes and like Marvel lunch boxes from back in the day and stuff like that. And that stuff's great. Like I think that's really cool. Like guys who make the pedals out of Altoids cans and stuff. Like hell yeah. Like if you can repurpose something, all the better.
I dig it. When it comes to pedals,
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the things, thank goodness for Instagram. What makes you excited when you see a pedal?
I mean, it's all about that gut shot culture, like when someone, and that's what kind of drew me to like Zollinger and Collector Effectors, like just looking at the insides of and Lauren Audio, like the insides of their pedals, and like seeing how meticulous and how like steadfast they were in their craft to be like, all right, I want all these wires to bend these ways to look this way to achieve this aesthetic, all the while achieving this tonal and sonic aspect and just nailing it. And then inside and out. And like, whether it's the graphics from Lauren Audio or like Zollinger and Collector Effectors, how they do the cool hammer tone finishes and it's more of an industrial look. Like, hell yeah. Like all that stuff.
I just recently have been talking with a builder in the UK that I'm absolutely just I'm gonzo about this work, and he's going to be on the show coming soon. We're still locking down a date. Reeves Electro.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, you were talking about Reeves. His stuff is yeah.
Everybody, stop what you're doing. Get over to Reeves Electro and just prepare to weep.
Oh yeah, like I don't even have. I lust after his pedals, but every time he does a pedal drop, they sell out in like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, it's unreal, and it's rightfully so. Like he does them like they're super limited, so he'll only do like 20, maybe 30 at a time on certain units, but they're literally gone in 45 seconds.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. If people aren't familiar with that style of wiring, it's. I mean, I don't know the name of this kind of thing, but you look at it and you're like, where's the board?
I mean, his is point to point. His is
all point to point. Floating point to point, and it's just beautiful. It's outstanding, and they sound wicked too, of course.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's number one. Like the pedal has to sound good, no matter how good the pedal looks inside and out. If it sounds like crap, I'm not going to use it. It still has to achieve what I want it to achieve. The looks are all secondary.
Yeah, you can have some fun with something like that, but then you're like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, like, it was a gimmick, whatever. Yeah. But like, if it sounds good and it looks good, it's staying.
In the same way.
Yeah, Jared's definitely the sound guy. He doesn't really care about how it looks, according to him. So now he's going to contradict.
That's why he got.
See,
that's why he's getting sparkly purple pick guards and stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got me.
So, aside from lusting after the gear that we don't have, is there anything in the guitar universe right now that you would love to see evolve or change, or that you're kind of like waiting for somebody to do?
Wow. That's a good question. To be honest, that my little mind can think of, not really. It seems like everything. I mean, hell, even at the last NAMM I was at, we had a guitar with like rotating pickups. Like, what else?
I remember that. Yeah.
Like, I know it was like a little gimmicky, but like, to be honest, like in the realm that I sit, I don't dream of everything that I could possibly need or use to the capabilities that I would use them to is out there. It exists. Like, it is a golden age. And I know everybody who's come on the show has said that. Like, we live in a golden age of gear, and it only seems like it's kind of go exponentially up and further. Like, with all the DSP technology and, like, some of the pedals, how they can be in, like, that tiny form factor, the normal size form factor, and still have 2-foot switches and do, like, 5 presets. It's, like, mind-boggling. So it's all out there. It's just whether you can afford it or whether your significant other will allow you to have it or whether you can justify it in some way, shape, or form. I'm sure it exists. If you go to Google and you type in your wildest gear fantasy, I'm sure it's out there.
I just thought of one. And it was I wasn't that's not a setup. I didn't ask you that question as a setup. I literally just thought of this.
Is it a clops?
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God, you don't know what a clops is?
What?
Oh, you need to look up clops.
How do you
Clops is a NAMM legend.
Clops?
KLOPS.
Okay, that's not the guy that plays like the Star Spangled Banner harp, is it?
No, this guy, I believe it's like a drum amplifier.
Okay.
But it's a guitar amplifier inside of a drum with like fuzz on the outside of it. It's hysterical.
Weird. Okay. No, I was just thinking about the problem that we have with gigging, or if you're playing in your basement and you've got your little combo on the floor and it's basically just playing to your shins, right? So what do? We say, well, I either need to buy like an $80 stand thing that now this amp is on a stand, and that's like playing on a stool, kind of. It's the equivalent of sitting on a stool and playing, let's be honest. Or you figure some crazy way to tilt it back if it's in danger of falling.
Okay.
Why hasn't anybody come up with, and here I'm going to lose like $1 bajillion somehow. I know it.
You're talking to a guy who can make things.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Think about like your home, like a home box fan or a home fan.
Yeah.
You just push it back and it tilts on the 2 little wheels. So there's a stand and you just, tilt it back a little bit or keep it straight. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Vox used to do.
Yeah. Or you could just get a few 2x8s, a couple 2x8s from your local hardware store and cut some giant door stops and lean your amp back.
I did that. I had actual door stops. I'm not even joking.
Well, you need bigger ones. You need like tall ones,
Fender has those big giant chrome blades on the side too.
Well, the big blades and stuff. But I'm saying if you've got like if you put the amp on the bottom and you basically have your speaker cabinet that is on, what would you call that? Just a
trolley.
A trolley?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like a U-shaped trolley with your amp on the bottom and the speaker cabinet's just kind of sitting in there, and you can tilt it back or tilt it forward or keep it straight. That's a thing. Make the thing. Somebody go make the thing.
Go make it.
How about a thing that you could put on your head that you can mount your amplifier speakers to? So it'd be like a giant pair of headphones.
Tony, that's not even
brilliant.
What are we supposed to say with that?
Genius.
I'm going to throw an Eggo waffle at you for that. All right. Cory, as we're rounding home, is there anything that you haven't said that you want to say? The air is yours, my friend.
Oh, man, the floor is mine. I just want to say thank you guys for having me on and putting out the content. All the support that you guys get is well deserved, and everything you're putting out into the community is positive and knowledgeable, and just keep pumping it out.
Thank you. I'm really glad you didn't cough when you said knowledgeable, but
Slightly knowledgeable.
So Cory, if you had to pick your favorite guitar knob, which one would it be?
Oh
Why
boy,
do you keep doing that?
that's unfair.
It's
I know
always-
in my heart what his choice is.
It's the volume knob. Duh.
That's like asking me to pick if I want to cut off my big toe, my middle toe, or my pinky toe.
Gee, I
Well-
hope this episode makes it to the air, though. That's all I'm saying.
I would cut the pinky toe off. You need your big toe to walk.
Did you press record again, Todd, by the way?
Maybe.
Oh boy, pinky toes are meant for balance. You need your pinky toes.
That's
Yeah.
true too, I guess.
All right, man. Well, it's been super fun listening to you talk about the gear that you love, and we've had a fantastic time listening. So
It's been a
and
blast.
sharing it and all that good stuff. We are going to find out what Jared has in stock for us right now.
That's right, ladies and gents. You know, it's the time of the show where I sing the little ditty.
Sing it.
Would you rather? This week's Would You Rather is brought to us by our good friend, Todd Novak.
What?
Who?
What?
Is there another Todd Novak?
There
No?
are several, actually. It's really weird.
But I believe this is you, right, Todd?
Yeah.
So you're walking down the street and you run into our friend Rick Sell, founder of Pure Salem.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
That's right.
Yes.
The founder of
Gordy.
Pure Salem, not the cigarettes. Freestyle what you are going.
What? Where is this going?
Read the words on the paper.
Wait a minute. Freestyle what you're
What
going.
is it?
Freestyle what you are doing together.
Oh, this went off the tracks quickly.
Oh, that's hilarious. So you're walking down the street and freestyle what you're going to do together.
Hey, Rick, let's just walk down the street and riff a little bit, huh?
Just write it. He'll
I got
say
the
anything.
boombox. I got the Adidas shoes.
Okay. So let's try that one. Let's try that again.
You can't put things in parentheses because I'm going to read it.
That's what they're for.
That means do not read this section.
My goodness.
Oh. All right. Don't put things on the paper. I'll read them.
It's so funny. Okay, let's try that one again. Jared.
Okay.
So we're clear. You're just gonna, you stop in for an ice cream. You do whatever. I don't care. You're roller skating. I don't whatever.
How now, brown cow? How now?
You gotta be specific with me.
So you're walking down the street. You run into Rick Sell, who also happens to be eating an ice cream cone. But whatever. Just makes.
I got it.
All right. Let's.
Napolitan.
Yeah.
Take a two.
Okay. Here we go.
So you're walking down the street and run into our friend Rick Sell, founder of Pure Salem.
Nice.
That's right.
Pure
It's
Salem
going to be a good
guitars.
day. It is going to be a great day.
So he's having himself a nice big old chocolate vanilla twist ice cream cone.
Sprinkles
And-
or crunch coat?
Sprinkles.
The cr-
Duh.
Yeah.
Sprinkles.
Actually, it's dipped in butterscotch.
That's way too odd.
And
Continue.
then he's like, "Hey man, you know I'm doing a pre-sale for 2 new guitars."
Wait. What?
He's
Whoa.
doing a pre-sale
Oh,
for 2 brand new guitars that he's going to do.
the pre-sale free.
No.
Pre-sale is.
It's a sale that you pre-do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One of them's a cherry bomb.
The
Oh, I
cherry
like-
bomb.
Ooh,
I know
That's
that
the
cherry bomb.
Explorer style one that he
Yep.
does.
Okay.
Yep. And the other one's a bruiser. It's a flying V style.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fantastic. Jared, how much are these supposed pre-sales? They're $700, Jared.
$700.
What?
What?
That is amazing. And this is a would you rather, if only it were true. Actually, it is true. You can go get those. Go to Pure Salem and hurry up and get your pre-sale in, because once he does them, he's not going to have like stock laying around. That's why it's a pre-sale. $700 for either one of these things.
And now you're sneaking in ads in my Would You Rather segment?
So
I love it.
I'm wondering what the rest of the Would You Rather says, Jared.
Yeah.
So which one?
I'm hanging on a cliff here, Jared.
Which one do you take?
Would you rather have the cherry bomb?
Okay. Cherry bomb is the Explorer.
Or the Bruiser.
And the Bruiser is the flying V that you could choke somebody with.
Oh, man.
How?
And that cherry bomb's got a really nice German carve on the top.
Ooh.
Very.
Let me check this out.
I mean, these are really good-looking guitars. And
do some quick research.
I played them at NAMM. I didn't play the cherry bomb or the Bruiser, but I did play a couple of the Pure Salem guitars, and I was hooked instantly. I did not want to put that guitar down. Legitimately, I even said so when we had him on the show.
Oh, was that when the cop stopped you at the door when you tried to walk out with it?
That was the La Flaca. And one of his main guitars. Really fantastic stuff.
Cherry Bomb's got that nice banana headstock thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's see. We're going to find out from Tony. We're going to go to Jared, down to Cory, and then I'll wrap it up.
Well, it's actually pretty easy for me because, I mean, I've had Explorers over the years. I've had Flying Vs over the years. And I still feel that the Explorer body shape is a little more natural feeling. The upper bout, your forearm kind of rests on it just right, in my opinion. And I mean, it's a big body, but it's to me, I've always been much more comfortable with the Explorer. Plus, it's got the banana headstock. Come on,
yeah.
What's not to like about that? V's are cool too, but unless you're going to play like Dave Davies from the Kinks and put your arm through the middle, they're kind of unusual. They're just weird to play. So I'm going with the cherry bomb.
Nice. Jared.
Jared.
I've had both Explorer and Flying V, but they were Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like these are similar, so I would probably go with
Make your mind up.
It's really difficult because the Explorer felt just as good as the V to me. I didn't think one was more natural than the other. I mean, both of them are very odd shaped guitars. But I would say the Explorer. I think just because the weight's a little more balanced in the body of the guitar, I think I'm more of an Explorer guy than a V guy. So I'll definitely do the cherry bomb.
All right. What color?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what color they sell. Whatever color you want.
Yeah, purple, pretty much.
Purple. Okay.
Yeah.
Tony, what color cherry bomb were you going to get?
I mean, I'm good with black. If they come in black. Awesome.
Let's see here. Who's left? Oh, yeah, Cory.
Oh, me? So I have had neither, and I want neither. But if I had to pick one, it would be the cherry bomb, based purely on the fact that it looks more comfortable and I could probably sit down and play it.
Yeah, that's a real plus. Yeah, V's sitting down are not. It's just
they're
not
weird
to be.
Yeah, I just feel like my arms would get tired because they're in unnatural positions. I don't know. It just seems weird.
What I've done though is you could, wedge your, in the wedge, you just put it on your knee, on your leg, and it just kind of sits there, and you can play.
You could also glue an armrest to the very top end of the top part of the V.
Yeah.
Or you could pay someone to hold it for you.
Put a little kickstand on it.
Put it on a stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it would definitely be the cherry bomb style, probably. And if I was going to pick a color, Pelham Blue Sparkle.
Ooh, that's a good
Nice.
call. That's a good call indeed. Well, I'm going to go with the Bruiser. I just a Flying V standing, like, it's just so cool.
Au
There's
contraire, mon
nothing.
frère.
It's just, it screams rock and roll. And I would love to have a Flying V. I had a piece of crap Flying V. It was it wasn't even, I guess it was it was a V. It was like a Rhodes style V, and it was a JB player, and it was baby blue. It was dreadful. And that's what I was like learning, one of the guitars that I was actually trying to learn guitar on. So that was incredibly uncomfortable. But I just, I'd want one, and I want a black, and I want to put a gold sparkle pickguard on it. Damn it. So that's
I see that.
Gonna try to make that happen. So I think legit, these guitars for that price, that is
Crazy.
That is absolutely stupid. I highly recommend you hurry up and get on this, assuming that's even still going to be available for pre-order. I don't know how long he's going to keep the pre-order open for, but Rick, thank you for making those available. He's got about 10 messages since I think he did a pre-order about 2, maybe 3 years ago with the same things. And I was a dum-dum and didn't jump on it at the time. And I've been hitting him up ever since. I'm like, hey, do that again. Do that again. And he finally did it. I was like, woohoo! So anyhow, there we have it. Tony Baloney, we got some people to thank.
We certainly do, Todd. At this point of the show, there's a special group of people that we like to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, you might be wondering what an executive producer is, and maybe more importantly, how do I become one? Very simple. Head over to patreon.com/The Guitar Knobs.
That's right.
Let's see a couple of different levels in which you can participate, become a sponsor, a patron of this very podcast. Our patrons make this podcast possible. So that's why we just like to thank them, especially our executive producers. So at this point, I would like to thank Tom Barazin, Martin Cliff, John Daly, Chris Kearney, Darren Gregory, Doug Christ, Michael Van Zant, Ken Sayers, Brian Robison, Michael Senchuk, Stefan Lamb, Johnny Knowles, Anthony Lathrop, no N, John Anglin, Tyler Bray, Brad Partridge, Chris Heidel, John Esterle, Doug Gann, Justin Jones, Brett Alexander, James White, Matt Hart, Bill Gola Guitars, James Pennington, Richard Kendall, Ty Carmen, John Williams, John Jackson, Jason Roush, David Rando, Douglas King, Gary Cooper, Rob Saxby, Mark Garton, Elad Mizrahi, and Mike D.
Mikey D.
Wait a minute.
Don't interrupt me. Todd, are you going to interrupt me?
I'm not interrupting you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for not interrupting. There's another
I'm
special
not going to
group.
interrupt you.
Thank you. Well, thanks for not doing that. There's another special group here. These are executive producers with a little more panache, if you will. They live on the penthouse suite, just a mere floor above our executive producers.
Of Knobs Tower.
Of Knobs Tower, yes.
They wear fancy pantaloons.
Pantaloons, and they drink Scotch whiskeys whilst smoking cigars.
The finest varietals.
They also get a fez to wear. And if you were listening earlier and didn't just jump in here at the end, we asked a certain Grand Poohbah, that's what we call them, if he was wearing his fez. And he promised that he would indeed place it upon his head, as is required by law. So,
Si, senor.
So special thanks to these Grand Poohbahs: Jonathan Jerusik, David Kaminga, Science of Sound, Cody Foster, Sean S.
Yes.
Tommy Manasco, Adam Johnson, Steve Keys, Tim Nowak, Tyler Ryans, and Cory Nigro.
Yes,
There he is.
Thank you, gentlemen.
In addition to the really cool things that executive producers get. Corey, what else?
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, because Tony completely skipped over this whole
and then
segment.
he told me to be quiet too.
Did I mention that there's one more thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that, Corey?
Can you say that in a real Boston-y accent?
You get to have your name right on the thing.
I guess that didn't work so much.
It's not many words that lend itself to a Boston accent, so I don't know what you want me to do there.
All right.
Dance
That was
dance.
Dance monkey, yes. All right, Tony Baloney, where can people find you?
Well, let's just say you need a special pick guard, or you're changing out pickups, or you're doing something weird, or you want to cover up a bad spot on a guitar. Go over to pickguardian.com. Check out some of the things I have available online for sale. But by and large, what I do is custom work. So shoot me an email. Let me know what you need. And I will take care of you personally.
Awesome. Jared.
That's right. If you're in the need of pickups, new pickups, you have an old junky pickup that hasn't worked in decades, send it to me. I will get it going for you. If you need some PAFs or some noiseless Jazzmaster pickups or Strat pickups, I am now doing stacked pickups, Strat pickups. I'm going to try some stacked pickups. They're kind of noiseless single coils, and they sound juicy and fat. So get a hold of me if you want to try out some of that stuff. Anyway, go to BrandonWildPickups.com. Also, check out my Rewind Time with Brandon Wild Pickups.
Excellent. You can send me an email, Todd@theguitarknobs.com, or DM me on Instagram @guitarknobs. Send us your thoughts and hopes and dreams. And would you rathers. And we'll share them, and we'll get them in on the new shout out thing that Jared's doing and Tony is doing. And it'd just be great to hear from you. We're really, truly thankful for our pal Cory Nigro for his support and friendship in the podcast. And thank you so much, man.
Hey, thank you guys for having me on. It was an absolute blast.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Hey, everybody. Have a fantastic guitar week and subscribe.
Yeah.
It's got pistachio, vanilla, strawberry, and single origin cacao from Uganda.
That'd be a fancy way to fix a crack in the road.
Yeah, it would.
And a mere 10% alcohol.
Oh, my God.
Now, what is that draw called?
It's just called the Boston accent.
That is not very imaginative, my friend.
Are you ready yet, Todd?
Just about. Sorry.
Would you like us to log off?
Manja. Well, the name of the beer I'm drinking is A Year with Dr. Nandu.
Ooh.
Or my parents live in the next town over. Mom, you can pick me up.
That was just pretty soft parents. You didn't go the full-on parents.
I think I ate 4 32-ounce prime ribs at an all-you-can-eat prime rib night.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah, that was a microwave Indian meal. So it's going to get brought in sometime soon.
Oh, boy.
Boy.
He's like, yeah, I think I'll have that. I'm like, Jared, that's $100. Are you sure you know what you're looking at right now? Oh, yeah, no, I want an outsteak. I want 2 of them.
Yeah,
And the cow it rode in on.
that's right.
Was that
Quick, do something Boston-y. Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.